if our goal is economic parity, then that we ain't gonna never catch up because of how because of the foundation of it. And so that in and of itself is, and I'm not even saying we can't fight for it. I am saying that to have that be to be disproportionately weighted is problematic because you can't catch up with 200 or 300 years of free labor. It ain't no, there's nothing to offset that. And so,
So
yes, sir.
yeah, you raised a point that I want to comment on, Ray's brother. The whole notion of economic parity is a ludicrous idea in a capitalist society. So
That ain't
I
even what it's
mean,
predicated on.
yeah, that's what made the whole. So only an idiot who has no understanding of the predicate of capitalism would talk about economic parity in a capitalist run economy when the whole idea of capitalism is to distort the relationship between people economically. So, the reality is there are black people who individually can catch up. Magic Johnson, Jay Z, Oprah, they've overcome 300 years, 240 years of slavery, 100 years in one lifetime, and they now are in the multimillionaire, billionaire class. But most of the white folks in America don't have economic parity. If
At all.
now, yeah, now they got more than we got, but they there is no economic parity in America for anybody. So a black critique of American society that does not have a chapter on capitalism and a critique of capitalism for from the perspective of black people writ large is a useless philosophy. Or you get everybody wanting to be Oprah and Jay Z. And that's how capitalism works. It's magic on white folks, making them think that one day they gonna be this. And the reality is, it's like being at the carnival, man, or the casino. 97% of the people come out losers. That's how the casino makes money. That's how the carnival, you know, you sign up to you buy a ticket for the games and stuff, and they let somebody win every now and then. A little kid walking around with some other suckers will spend money thinking they got a chance to win. It's like the casino. The whole game is structured so you can't win. So the fact that we don't have, and at one point we did, uh, I'll say before you all were born, really, uh, uh, we, we, we did have a critique of capitalism. Dr. King had one, okay? The Black Panthers had one. I mean, the built-in inequities of capitalism was a thing at one time, and people talked about it. What Ronald Reagan era had done is basically made everybody think that they was going to be rich too, and that's just a sucker's play. So uh, uh, the real discussion about economic equity is in America. As long as America is a laissez-faire capitalist system, there won't be any. In Europe, you have Western Europe, you have uh, some semblance of economic equity because they restrain market capitalism. Okay, they've been around long enough to know that you can't trust business people or capitalists with the welfare of the society. So it's a much more balanced uh, uh, arrangement. And so there are a set of public goods that at least maintain a floor historically, post World War II, anyway, have maintained a kind of floor on the disparities of capitalism and put a cap on how much a robber baron can actually rob. You can't stop them from stealing, but you do say in Europe you got to put some of that shit back. Okay, you can't take that much out tonight. Okay, cause uh, and I've always made the metaphor, not the metaphor, the analogy, the difference between the mafia and American corporations is the mafia actually pays off on the numbers. Okay, gangsters who don't have to pay nobody. If you hit the numbers, you got your money. It's only American corporations that don't want no don't want they take your money and don't never want you to make the bid and don't never want to pay nobody. Okay, and and
Complain
that's
about big business and then, I mean, complain about big government and then ask the government to bail them out of their debt,
that's right,
and then convince those same people we've been talking about, the white supremacists who ain't got no money either, to
right.
then say that's the right way to go. Because now you're curtailing jobs, the same jobs they ain't
Wait a
got.
minute now, and now you know why the idea of democracy troubled Plato so, okay? Because ultimately, what he said that in democratic societies, because that's the way people are built, they're prone to be fooled and tricked and seduced by uh, 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 con men and demagogic characters and all that kind of, because they make it sound, if they take people off the hook, they create somebody for you to hate. And the reality is, uh, the reason you can make a good living as a con man, because people are easy to con, man. I mean, that's that is the only reason me, you, and Larry ain't is because we were raised better, okay? But it's also why you ain't stuck in no factory either, okay?
And and and,
Cause,
and Mike, the flip side of what you and Dr. Alexander just stated is that in the event that you are not rich, it's
right,
because these people over here are preventing you from being rich.
right,
So we've got, so that's where the demagoguery comes in,
right,
full throttle. It's not you. It's not
right,
you as an individual. Your whiteness is enough. But
right,
if we attack these black people, these Hispanic people, these Asian people, these Russians this month, these Venezuelan this month, whomever it is, they're the ones that are holding you back. And guess what? I'm the only one that can keep them from attacking you.
I can keep